Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to thank both Chris and Tony and all the speakers here for really pointing out the diversity and the great group of people you are here this morning. I look around and it's pretty evident that I'm not in the legislature this morning. I'm very pleased to be here because as I've even telling my table, it's so nice to be around everyone here in this room that I know that we all share the same values, we're working for the same goals, and again, that's a rarity. So again, I want to thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here. My task this morning is to honor one of my good friends, former representative Tishaura Jones, now St. Louis City Treasurer. And I want to tell you just a few things about Tishaura and why I'm so proud to be presenting this award to her. Besides being my former roommate in Jefferson City, Tishaura was my very respected colleague on the floor of the House, and as the former assistant minority leader, was a leader, and that is something in itself. I don't have to tell you, again, it's happening again this year, all of the attacks that we experience in the legislature daily on the House floor in terms of justice and equality comes in all forms, and it's on almost every single bill. And being in the super minority, as we are now, it really takes us to step up. And just to step up, I mean being willing to go to the mic consistently to argue and to fight on behalf of us all. Tishaura was one of those. Never hesitated. She sat in the back with the rest of the leadership, and yet I would turn around every time and there's Tishaura at the mic. And that to me gave me such comfort as a progressive, as a woman who also fights for equality and justice, that Tishaura was a leader. And we miss her greatly. I'm glad she's where she is in the city of St. Louis and carrying on that tradition of her, with her tenacity, her dedication, her passion for these issues that we talk about today. But there's one thing I also need to tell you. As her former roommate, she's not so hot at helping out her roommate in a time of crisis and a time of need. Last year, 6 o'clock in the morning, I had a mouse in my room. It was a very serious situation. I knew Tishaura was awake. We have to be in the Capitol early. And I asked for her help. And there was none. I said, it's your mouse, it's your bedroom, you deal with it. So later on the next day, Mouse was killed, Mouse was in the trap, Mouse met his demise. And Tishaura did manage to step up at that point because someone had to take the mouse out of the trap, dispose of the mouse. And so for that, I want to let you know that Tishaura does step up at some point. And another little thing, of course, you all know that Tishaura is on social media. She's on social media probably. Are you right now, Tishaura? You're not tweeting this, right?
You just tweeted.
But one of the other funny things that we discovered as roommates is that we would come home late at night, both of us from the Capitol, and the last thing you wanted to do was talk to anybody. I mean, you'd had your full day of work, and you didn't have any hours left to sleep to go back to start over. And we would lay in our beds, separated by one wall, in our pajamas, and we would text and tweet to each other because we were too lazy to get up to go walk. And kind of forgot that when we were doing that it was public. So that was one of the lessons that we learned, that when social media, everybody else is reading it too. But again, I am just so proud and so happy and so honored to be here to present this award. And please know that Tishaura will continue her dedication and her perseverance, and she does not hesitate. She does not hesitate to defend us, to defend all of us. So, Tishaura, this is for you.
morning. Good morning. I first want to thank Missouri, Kansas People's World for honoring me today. This is an honor, especially when you are honored by people that you get a chance to work with all the time. I see so many friends in the audience. I'd like to introduce, at my table, I'd like to introduce my staff and family that are here with me today. My dad, some of you may know him, Burbage Jones, former city comptroller. And my son, if you follow me on Twitter, you know about stuff Aiden says. He's in the flesh today. And the rest of my staff represented here, my Chief of Staff, Jared Boyd, Deputy Chief of Staff, Leonard Johnson, Director of Administrative Services, Shirley Ruthchick, and her daughter, Hannah. And the woman that really runs the office, Joyce Deshay. She runs it, we just run around in it. I'm also just tickled pink to be able to receive this award after so many great women or great people have received this award before me, like Joan Suarez and Denise Lieberman, people I've worked with, Laura Granage, Senator Rita Hurd Days, who gave me the best piece of advice when I started as a legislator. She said, read your bills. Simple, right? But read your bills. And because of that, we were able to find, so many little things that people weren't paying attention to. And being able to sometimes get recognized and pull those things out. So before I was treasurer, I spent, 4 years in the legislature. And I was state rep during the Great Recession, and as I watched us cut hundreds of millions of dollars from essential services like health care, mental health, social services, education, the list goes on and on. But you would think in an era of declining revenue that our priorities would have been stimulating Missouri's economy and job creation, right?
Right.
No! What were we doing? We were always fighting because people on the right were always blasting union membership and proposing bills like the Paycheck Protection Act, which we all knew was the Paycheck Deception Act. But I don't have to tell you about how unions benefit the middle class and protect families. I'm preaching to the choir, right? I'm preaching to the choir when I say things like unions help workers achieve higher wages. Like employees that belong to a union make over 10%, sometimes 30% more than their non-union counterparts. I'm preaching to the choir when I tell you that union members are more likely to have health insurance than their non-union counterparts. And I'm preaching to the choir when I say that union members are more likely to have paid leave than their non-union counterparts. And I'll be happy to be with you on this Thursday to rally for 735. One of the first things we did in office was we saw all those workers that were being paid $7.35, and we did something about it. And they don't anymore. We gave them a raise. We gave them a raise. Not quite $10, but we gave them what we could afford because we knew that they were the ones working out there on the front line representing our office, and we were sitting back here, but we wanted to make sure that we rewarded them for their hard work. So the longer they had worked for the treasurer's office, the higher raise they got. So again, I'm preaching to the choir. You gave us the weekend. Praise God for the weekend. Fair wages and income equality. Ended child labor and spearheaded the Family Medical Leave Act. And as a single mom, I needed family medical leave, and I had that one over there. So again, thank you very much for this honor. I am just tickled to be here amongst you. And where's baby Ida? I thought I saw her earlier. There she is. There she is. I have a sister named Ida, so I'll always remember baby Ida. So thank you again. Have a great day.